Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by a question. Why is it that the head of public service, Henry Kosgei, in a period of 1 month, has fallen out with the two Luhya leaders? That is Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Masika Wetangula. Is this by coincidence or is it something that is designed? Because in this podcast, I want us to take a deep dive in a latest fallout between Wetangula and Kosgei about some appointment attached to a ministry. But remember, before I look at that of Wetangula, let me just remind you about the one from Musalia Mudavadi. After the reshuffle, there's a circular from the head of public service for Musalia Mudavadi to relocate his office, relocate from the railways-based office to the old Treasury building. And Kabatesi, official de facto communication head at the office of Musalia Mudavadi, made a statement, released a statement saying that any other public service that is purporting to restructure, reorganize the government against what William Ruto said is actually working outside the law. And Mudavadi declined to go be in the old Treasury building. It's a standalone building. That's whatsoever. So I realized it's a standalone building, not that it's going to be shared by anyone. And what then happened is that Musalia Mudavadi decided to go back to the old Treasury building. So I want us to, and it caused bit of, it caused headlines, news headlines in the country about that fallout. But then, just the same month, I was just reading another article, and the article has really detailed about that. I need to get it. Read this newspaper. It's saying, Wetangula's frustrations at Statehouse. And I'll give you the details of this. Remember, and let's take it back from where it all started. The story about the controversial sugar, contraband sugar, that happened, about how some sugar left a warehouse in Mombasa and got its way in Thika, only for the said contraband to go missing after some few days. After that story came out, William Ruto fired Bernard Njiraini, one of the KEBS MD, that was sent packing alongside others 26 officials from the Kenya Bureau of Standards. So that position remained vacant. Now for nearly 3 months, they have been behind the scene push for replacement. And according to what is actually, what is here, is that Moses, yes, this is what he's saying. Weekly Citizen has established that Wetangula had talked to President William Ruto to have his camp allocated the slot. Camp Wetangula to be allocated that position. Apart from President Ruto, Wetangula had reached out to Felix Kosgei, the Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service, who is responsible for managing operations, coordinating policies, and supervising staff on behalf of the President, and the office handles communication with ministries, state departments, and agencies regarding the daily operations of the government on the related issue. So Wetangula made a personal effort to ensure that someone from his office or his camp, not his office, I don't know what is his camp, wanted his proxy, to be given that slot. Now, when that was happening, so something happened. An interview was done by the council. There is a council known as Kenya Bureau something council. Yes. the interview was done looking for that replacement. And after that was done, someone who actually was top two, someone who won, who became the best in that interview, was not handed over. But instead, they picked someone else, a lady, Esther Njeri, as the managing director of the Kenya Bureau of Standards. Now, this pick was very exciting because for the first time, the KBS was celebrating that one of their own had been picked. And it's a practice that actually many organizations would actually want to adopt, where instead of going to get a CEO from outside, you actually handpick from within, someone who already understands the work, understands the terrain, and do not need an introduction. And for the first time, KBS was excited that someone had been picked from their own, one of their own had been picked. Now, this whole process happened after Moses Kuria made the transition from the trade ministry to that new office he was given. It's a very long one. I don't even know what it's all about. So, the person who was the trade CS who picked Esther Njeri is Rebecca Miano. Now this is the soup. This is the tea. Rebecca Miano. Yes. This is what it's saying. That information that Wetangula efforts to reach Miano have been futile, as and she openly claims the National Assembly Speaker has been disturbing her on phone, while knowing that Kosgei has given straight instructions for the Kenya Gazettement notice. It is not only Wetangula is complaining about Kosgei. So Wetangula tried to reach to Rebecca Miano. Rebecca Miano is saying the person that gave instruction on the said Gazette notice is actually Kosgei. And that's how things seems to have become thick. My gist is not on the fact that someone Wetangula wanted to get a job for one person that he knows and is missed. My only issue here, or my point would be, that if that is the new way of recruitment, then where is merit? Where is merit? That will be it. And we're not saying that the person that was picked does not merit. But then, if that is the ground and it will cause disagreement because of that, then favoritism is openly derailing Kenya Kwanza. If someone has to be picked because so and so is supporting and pushing, then does this person owe the public even service delivery? Because if anyway he has all the privileges, by the time he's even getting this job, it seems he's getting this job with all the privileges and all the job security that even if he or she doesn't work, no one is going to question. So that's a wrong precedent, and it opens a lead that one of the reasons why Kenya Kwanza is struggling on service delivery is because of this. Number two, operation to finish Mulembe Nation. I think the 30% that Wetangula and Mudavadi went and told people from Mulembe, it is a tall order, and it was never there. Because immediately Wetangula was given a Speaker of the National Assembly and Mudavadi is made a Prime Cabinet Secretary. Tell me, I saw what will be the expectation? Malala was in Bungoma and was challenging Wetangula and Mudavadi to bring names of lawyers that they have absorbed in government. They bring the names of people from the lawyer community that maybe have gotten jobs in the military space under their influence. And if they are supposed to get jobs, then how are they going to succeed, or rather, how are they going to get the jobs if they are being pushed in the periphery? And it shows one clear that even the push, it shows the level of influence that these fellows have, the level of influence that Wetangula have, if this is what is causing it. Number three, Mount Kenya factor has put Ruto hostage. Mount Kenya is holding William Ruto hostage. And if it is about the interest, I think one of the things that then this opens is, I think William Ruto has failed, and it has become difficult to manage the expectations from Mount Kenya. Even the need that I'm going to work with everyone cannot be achieved because of this. But all in all, what the question that should also be at the table here is, whoever was picked, she merit. Because there is a question of merit and there's a question of lobbying. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my take. Let's meet in the next podcast. And in the next podcast, let's look at why KRA is struggling in the collections.